Psalm 139, a Psalm of David. This psalm is a profound reflection on the omnipresence and omniscience of God, penned by David, the shepherd king. What a beautiful psalm this is. It captures the essence of a deep, personal connection with the divine. It speaks of an intimate relationship with God, one that transcends time and space, reaching into the very core of our being. A God who knows us better than we know ourselves, who understands our thoughts from afar and discerns our every move. A God who is always with us, in every moment, in every place, guiding us with his loving presence. This psalm reminds us that we are never alone. Even in our darkest hours, God's light shines upon us, offering comfort and hope. David, the shepherd king, understood this deeply. He experienced God's guidance and protection throughout his life. He knew what it meant to be loved by God, to feel his presence in every breath, in every heartbeat, to be known by him in the most profound and intimate way, beyond what words can express, to be pursued by him with a love that is relentless and unwavering, a love that seeks us out no matter where we are. In this psalm, David pours out his heart in worship, expressing his awe and gratitude for God's incredible knowledge and presence. He marvels at God's incredible knowledge and presence, at how God is intimately involved in every detail of our lives. Have you ever felt alone, lost, afraid? In those moments, remember David's words. David reminds us that God is with us, always. His presence is a constant, unchanging reality, always. He sees us, he knows us, and he loves us with an everlasting love that never fades. Let's journey together through this psalm, exploring its depths and discovering the comfort it offers. Let's discover the comfort of God's presence in our lives, a presence that brings peace and joy. This psalm is a gift, a precious reminder of God's unending love for us. A reminder of God's unending love for us, a love that is as vast as the heavens and as deep as the ocean. Let's open our hearts and receive it, allowing its truth to transform us. Let's allow its words to wash over us, to comfort us in times of need, and to draw us closer to the heart of God. To draw us closer to the heart of God, where we find our true home, our true peace, and our true joy. O Lord, you have searched me and known me, David proclaims. Think about that. The God of the universe knows you. He sees you. He knows your thoughts, your dreams, your fears. Nothing is hidden from him. He knows every hair on your head. He knows the number of breaths you take. He knows the deepest secrets of your heart. And still, he loves you. This knowledge is not a threat. It is a comfort. He knows our weaknesses, and he loves us anyway. He knows our failures, yet his mercy is new every morning. He knows the plans he has for us. Plans to prosper us and not to harm us. Plans to give us hope in a future. He knows the path we should take. He guides us with his love. You formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. God is not some distant deity. He is intimately involved in our lives. From the very beginning, he formed us. He knows our every cell. Imagine a loving parent knitting a blanket for their child. Every stitch placed with care, every detail important. That's how God created you, with care, with purpose, with love. He understands our joys and sorrows. He knows our strengths and weaknesses. He sees our potential even when we don't. He rejoices over us with singing. He is closer than a brother, more faithful than a friend. He is our creator and he delights in his creation, in you. You know what I'm going to say even before I say it, Lord? Have you ever felt like God just gets you? Like he understands what you're going through before you even say a word? God is not surprised by our thoughts or feelings. He is there in the silence. In the whispers of our hearts, he hears our prayers before they reach our lips. He knows our needs before we ask. He knows the desires of our hearts, and he promises to provide, not always in the way we expect, but always in the way that is best for us. He is a God who listens, a God who cares, a God who understands. We can come to him with confidence, knowing that he hears our every word, even the ones we don't speak out loud. Section 5. Your presence, a comforting embrace. You go before me and follow me. Imagine that. God, the creator of the universe, going before you, clearing the path, making a way, and he follows behind you, protecting you, guiding you. You place your hand of blessing on my head. What a beautiful image of God's protection and love. We are held securely in his hands, safe and sound. No matter where we go, he is there. In the midst of trials, in the depths of despair, he is our constant companion, our ever-present help in times of trouble. We are never alone. We are never forsaken. God's presence surrounds us like a shield. His love covers us like a blanket. We can face anything with him by our side. Section 6. Darkness and light. No place to hide. In the midst of the storm, the lighthouse stands as a beacon of hope, its light piercing through the darkest of nights. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, as the first light of day breaks over the horizon, if I settle on the far side of the sea where the waters meet the sky in a tranquil embrace, even there your hand will guide me, offering direction and support. Your right hand will hold me fast, with a grip that never falters. No distance can separate us from God's love. No matter how far we wander, His love remains constant. No darkness can hide us from His presence. Even in the deepest shadows, His light finds us. Even in the darkest night, He is there, a constant presence, a guiding light, a light unto our path, illuminating the way forward, a lamp unto our feet, ensuring we do not stumble in the dark. He sees us when we stumble, aware of every misstep. He lifts us up when we fall, offering a hand to help us rise again. He never leaves us nor forsakes us. His embrace is always there, comforting and reassuring. Some may try to outrun God, believing they can escape His reach, to hide from His presence. But it is impossible. He is everywhere. He is inescapable. His presence is all-encompassing, and His love pursues us relentlessly like the waves that never cease. We can run, but we cannot hide. His love will always find us. We can try to forget Him, to push Him out of our minds, but He never forgets us. His love is relentless. His pursuit is unwavering. He sees us in the crowd, knows our hearts. He will never stop pursuing us, always calling us back to Him, until we are safely home in His arms, where we find true peace and belonging. Section 7. Searching our hearts, a God who sees our motives. In this journey of faith, we often find ourselves questioning our own intentions and desires. Search me, O God, and know my heart. This plea is more than just words. It is a deep yearning for divine insight. Test me, and know my anxious thoughts. We seek His wisdom to understand our innermost fears and anxieties. This is a dangerous prayer. It requires vulnerability and courage. To ask God to search our hearts is to invite Him into the deepest parts of our being, to expose our hidden motives, those that we may not even be aware of ourselves, to reveal the darkness within, the parts of us that need His light. But it is also a necessary prayer. It is a step towards spiritual growth and transformation, because God already knows our hearts. He understands us better than we understand ourselves. He sees the good, the bad, and the ugly. Every emotion, every thought, every intention, and He loves us anyway. His love is unconditional and everlasting. When we invite Him to search our hearts, we are acknowledging our need for His cleansing. We are admitting that we cannot do it alone. We are surrendering our will to His. We are letting go of our own desires and embracing His plan for us. We are asking Him to make us more like Him, to mold us into His image. He is a God who sees our hearts, who knows our motives, who understands our struggles, and who desires to cleanse us from all unrighteousness, to purify us and make us whole. He wants us to live lives of integrity, lives that reflect His truth and love, lives that are pleasing to Him, lives that serve others and bring glory to His name, lives that reflect His glory, in every action, in every word, in every thought. Section 8. Fearfully and wonderfully made, embracing our uniqueness. For You created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise You because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well. God doesn't make mistakes. You are not an accident. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are unique, one of a kind. There is no one else like You in the entire world. And that is no accident. God has a plan for your life, a purpose for your existence. You are not a mistake. You are a masterpiece, created in the image of God Himself. Embrace your uniqueness. Celebrate your individuality. You are special. You are loved. And you are called to live a life of purpose, a life that brings glory to God. Section 9. Thinking God's thoughts, the vastness of His ways. How precious to me are Your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. God's thoughts are higher than our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways. We can't begin to comprehend the vastness of His knowledge, the depth of His wisdom, the immensity of His love. But we can stand in awe of Him. We can marvel at His creation. We can study His word. We can seek His face in prayer. And as we do, we will catch glimpses of His glory. His thoughts are a mystery to us. But they are also a source of comfort, because we know that He is in control. He is working all things together for good, even when we don't understand. Section 10. A call to holiness. Living in the light of His presence. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Knowing that God is always with us should lead us to live holy lives. We are called to be set apart, we are called to be different, to shine His light in a dark world, to be salt and light. Knowing that God sees our every move should motivate us to live lives of integrity. We should strive to please Him in all we do, to honor Him with our thoughts, words, and actions, to be a reflection of His love to the world around us. Let's ask God to search our hearts, to reveal any darkness within us, and to lead us in the way everlasting. Let's live lives worthy of the calling we have received. Section 11, Conclusion: Resting in God's Embrace. Psalm 139 is a beautiful reminder of God's constant presence in our lives. He knows us intimately, He loves us unconditionally, and He is always with us. What comfort this brings! No matter what we face in this life, we can face it with confidence, knowing that we are not alone. We have a God who sees us, who knows us, who loves us. Let us rest in His embrace, let us find peace in His presence, and let us live each day to the fullest, knowing that we are loved beyond measure. May the words of this psalm wash over you, may they bring you comfort, may they draw you closer to the heart of God.